not much room on the phone.
Okay.
Okay, well, welcome everybody to our team talk Monday nights. And so tonight we have an awesome special guest, 1 week out from conference, and we run into each other at conference. That's what's so great. You know, we have been buddies in the business for years, it seems like. It's like once you meet somebody and you see them all the time at conference, it's like they're your best friend. So you can ask favors of each other. So I'm doing a call for her. She's doing a call for us. And so that's just how it goes. And so we encourage you to make as many sideline buddies as possible all the time so that you could do favors for each other, because we love each other. We know that we're all on the same page, and she's got her gifts and talents and we've got ours. And so it's great to have that exchange. So Rachel is a wife to Mark and a mom to 3 awesome children. I hope that you saw some of those pictures that I posted in the team groups today so that you could see they go all around the country in an RV. And they're really living a life that is showing us how virtual this business can be, where they are exploring places, and it's so much fun to watch where they go everywhere. And so it's been wonderful to watch. And I saw that it was like 3 years. I think it's been 3 years.
Yeah, we just had our 3 years.
Was it 3 years?
Yep. What's wrong with us?
I remember you said maybe 1 year you were going to do that.
I didn't think I'd last 3 months.
I know. I was like looking at the pictures. I'm like, wait a second. Has it really been that long? Oh my
Yep.
God. Well, she has been passionate about helping others, and she has been with the Juice Plus community for about 10 years. She was in Virginia when she first got started, and she reached the top of the company 4 years ago, and as a total of 2.5 years she took to NMD. So we definitely want to listen. This is how I've been promoting you, is that you did a lot of it from social media. So that's pretty cool. And she is a self-proclaimed introvert, but you know, she works her business how it works for her. So I'm going to just turn it over to Rachel to share her wisdom and her excitement, because she's always on point, always on point. So thank you so much, Rachel, for joining us tonight and sharing with us.
No, I'm so thrilled to be here. You guys have some amazing leaders, and I learned so much from Doug and Sharon, and it's so exciting to be part of this. And I grew up in South Florida. I grew up in Hollywood, so I feel like there's like a connection with a lot of you guys. Just even knowing that I'm from that area. My dad was the pastor of First Baptist West Hollywood for 20 years, and so it's just like right there next to y'all, not too far. So we have some definitely some connections there. And yeah, like Sharon said, so I've actually been in the company only, I don't know what I sent you, but I've only been in the company 6 years, and we made it to NMD in 2.5 years. And that was really a wild ride to get there. And I will say that, you know, nothing about this business is like textbook. Hopefully you guys went to conference and you saw tons of great stories and NMD stories, and no 2 people have the same journey. And so I got there pretty fast, got the 24 club pretty fast. Now things are kind of like doing a little loop-de-loop, and that's okay. You know, you rebuild, you grow, and you keep learning. And the beautiful part of this is that you have amazing people in this company to love and support and make you into the best version of you. So tonight, Sharon asked me to talk a little bit about the daily method of operation. And I've been learning a lot from a personal growth expert. His name is Brendan Burchard. And I'm wearing the t-shirt. I went to his little, Bring the Joy convention. If you ever have a chance to go to one of those, it's amazing. I'm just learning a lot that what you're going to do during your days is really going to depend on where you are in your life, and how you are growing and how you are becoming the best version of you. And your success in this business is definitely going to be in complete relation to how much time you're spending on yourself. And so I had a few questions to ask you guys. Really just, I have a ton of just questions. So you have notes, Doug, you're going to be answering your own questions for your own notes. But basically I kind of thought out of a bunch of different, like, what you need to know about yourself as you're planning out your daily method of operation. And so the first thing I wrote down was know your heart. What values are you wanting to present to the world. So the first question would be, what values are you standing behind? What's going to light your path? A few of you have done the Brene Brown program, and she talks about your values that light your path. And for me, when I first started, I really did not like what I saw on social media. So I just decided in my head that we were going to lead out of love and respect. And no matter what, those were going to be our pillars of leading, walking forward in this business. So love and respect were mine, but you may have something completely different. You may say, I want to have joy and fun, or I want to have, love and creativity. Whatever your values are, you want to make sure that you know what those are before you set out with planning out your week and planning out your month. Another thing that I've learned through the Brendan Burchard is he just a side note with what he teaches, he's kind of like a Tony Robbins, but not as intense. He had a massive car accident, and he realized in that moment he was about to die. He asked himself 3 questions. He said, did I live? Did I love? Did I matter? And so those became his 3 words that are the basis for everything that he does. And it's funny because we had created those words ourselves in this business. Mark and I had decided that our words were live, love, and leave a legacy. And so, when you are planning out your day, you definitely want to think about, not just becoming so, letting life happen to you all the time, really being intentional about, when you lay your head down on your bed, did I live today? Did I love today? Did I make a difference in the world today? And so once you have those questions, you can kind of set up the rest of your day. And how grateful are you? This is all about knowing your own heart. How grateful are you? We've learned from Catherine Lee that if you write down 3 new things every single day that you're grateful for, it will actually change the way your brain looks. Like on scans, like if they were to scan your brain, your whole everything about it will change because you are more grateful and you are setting yourself up to be so appreciative. And what do we have, right? We have such an amazing gift. We have such an amazing opportunity. We have this product that all of you have your individual stories, and how grateful are we for what we have in our hands, right? So, and then we want to know where you want to go. How will you live today? And these are a little deep, they're not like, oh, okay, here's the DMO, Team Tuesday, follow-up Friday. We're not going to, we can talk like that. But really, when you're going to set up your week and what you're going to really do with your life, you need to ask some of these deep, thoughtful questions. You don't have to do that tonight, but, in the next few days, just journal, find some paper and journal this out. What are you going to do today to move that needle forward? We all have goals with this business. I would love to be 39 Club. I actually want to be 100 Club. And, what can I do today that would move that needle forward? But even more so, I want to have an influence with love and respect in our community. So what can I do today to move that needle towards that goal? We also learned from Catherine Lee that she's a great one to listen to, that goals are things that we are in charge of, and visions are things that others have to come around and circle around us to get to something. So if you're shooting for 12 Club, or if you're shooting for NMD, no one gets to NMD alone. No one gets to 39 Club, 100 Club by themselves. You really need a team of people. So what are the action steps that you can take today towards that goal? What are you in charge of? What we're in charge of is putting something down on the calendar and saying, I'm going to have this event and I'm going to invite to this event. But, who shows up, that's not really up to us, right? We're not really in charge of who decides to get in their car and come join us, or, who actually says yes to the product, but our job is to make sure that we're putting in the action every day of maybe sharing with 2 people a day. Maybe that's your action step. So, what will you do today that'll move that needle forward? And really give yourself grace with that. These are my goals. These are visions, and when you don't hit a vision, it's not the end of the world. It's just, we're going to keep doing the action until you get to that vision or that dream. And then how will you live your life on the offense? I learned this at that conference. I woke up on Saturday morning. It was 4 9-hour days. And I know Doug and Sharon were thinking about coming to it. And I hope you go to one eventually. They're amazing. But it was 4 9-hour days. And I woke up on that Saturday morning and I was like, I wasn't expecting to have a moment, but I just had this moment where I just realized, I'm like, I need to live my life on the offense. I just woke up and I'd been living my life letting things happen to me. And I don't know if any of y'all understand that or have been there, where you wake up, the baby's screaming, and then the next thing you're taking care of so-and-so, and then so-and-so, and then like the whole day is going by and you're like, I don't even really know what happened today, And so we want us, within this mission, your mission is important, and your mission is, it's a valuable cause. And so carving out that time to actually do what you want to do towards that goal is really important, and you're worth it. You're worth putting that down on the calendar. And so as we keep going down, now we need to know yourself, like what do you do? What do you like to do? Our team has a bunch of horse trainers. I have no idea how they all ended up on my team. I love them. They're all horse people, but they all love horses, right? So if you're into horses, if you're into knitting, if you're into pottery, if you're into yoga, whatever it is that you are, that's a great place to start, like with this business. What do you like to do? Every single person, every body needs Juice Plus. Every single person needs it. They may not all need this business, this mission, but they all need the product, right? I think we can all agree on that. So people who love horses need Juice Plus too. So whatever you like to do, that's a great place to start with, well, who should I talk to? You don't have to go talk to the juice lady down the street. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be a copy of anybody on your team. You get to do this in your own special way. And then how can you incorporate that message into your daily life? How can you share with people more about this product and this, what we've got in our hands to improve their life? And then, always be improving yourself and just keep being the best version of ourselves. Because if we're not growing, we're dying. And we know that we can all get better at our mindset. We can be better at our gratitude. And we can all be, working hard on those skills of, the Shred 10 skills and all of the healthiness that we can have in our body. So then you need to just decide, right? Well, decide to know your schedule. Know your schedule. So we've done know your heart, know where you want to go, know yourself, and now we want to know your schedule. We're all very busy people in different ways. You may have 4 little kids under 5 under your feet, or you may have a full-time job. Whatever your life is, we need to figure out what your schedule is and where you can fit this in. And the company just announced, I know you guys have heard some of the updates from conference, but TeamZ is a great tool to teamz.com is a great tool to utilize, fitting this in during your day. I've gone back to using it now that they gave us the big discount for $19.99. I was kind of cheap and I had stopped using it, and now I love it because I know that my power hour, I'm going to open that website, I'm going to go through TeamZ, I'm going to touch these people for connections, I'm going to touch these people for my customers, and I'm going to follow up with these people, and it's just a big database that's going to just be there for you, and it's just a huge gift to our company to be able to utilize something like that. So figure out when that power hour is, schedule it, and then fit it into your day. And I love the quote that harvest is inevitable. If you're planting that many connections, that many seeds, the harvest in this is absolutely inevitable. You are going to have a harvest. But definitely the next one is know your style. For me, it was social media because of being more of an introvert. I don't know, where I was in Lynchburg, Virginia, it just was not a place where I wanted just to go out and shout it from the rooftops just yet. I met with people at coffee shops, I talked to people, but I primarily just spent my time on on Facebook, and now, utilizing Instagram now that that started growing more. If you are more of a face-to-face, or if you love to have a party at your house, then just know your style and embrace it. Embrace that this is how you're going to share. Imitation will get you in the game. Imitation and duplication of the people above you, your upline, your sponsor, but really you being an individual, and individualization, and you being your own self is really what's going to take you way farther in this business. So there are things that we want to duplicate, and that's our product, sharing our product, and working the marketing program plan, the stair steps, and all of that is very duplicatable. But really, you want to find your voice and find how you want to share, and then it's going to be fun for you. We don't want you to be just a copy of one of us, because you can copy us for a little while, but we really want you to become the best version of you out there. And definitely learn how to, like my t-shirt, I can't see it, but it says bring the joy. And you want to be present in every situation that you're walking into. Just being mindful of who you're going to be talking to, and bringing that joy that's deep within your heart. The resources that we have, knowing our resources is huge. Right now, the Freedom Revolution has brand new images, brand new videos, brand new trainings. I mean, we have no excuses. Everything is just, it's being so beautifully designed for us. The Healthy Living Revolution has, the scripts, the free resources, the free recipe books. I believe there's one coming out on Thursday, a brand new holiday cookbook. There's just so many things for us there. So knowing your resources will help you, know what to share during those daily activities that you're doing. And then just know that success leaves clues. You guys have amazing upline sponsors and NMVs in your community here. And Doug and Sharon are extremely successful. And so they're going to leave their clues along the way. And it's just incredible to learn from one another. And some of those successes that I've been following are from Wendy Campbell, the 5-1. And we have a new sheet that you should have gotten that's on the mission-driven model with the 6 smart months. And we've also, Mark and I developed a viral posting plan. So it's a plan how to post on social media, and I'll make sure that Sharon has that. She could pass it on to you guys. But all the scripts that are on mission-driven model, all of the ideas, all of that is there. So definitely know that success leaves clues. And then just know the possibilities. You may not want my life. You may not want to live in an RV and travel the country, but you may want to pay for your kids to go to private school, or you may have a dream that is you just need that extra $500, or you need that extra $1,000 a month, and what that could do for your life and for your family. So just know that the possibilities are there, and we are in the right place at the right time. Our company is just, knowing our company and believing strongly in what we've got in our hands is a special, special thing. We have a 50-year-old company that's debt-free, and they do everything for us, right? All we have to do is share. That's our only job. So your DMO is to go share, but I want you to do it in your own special way, and just knowing yourself, knowing your heart, knowing your values, knowing, what style you want to take on this, and just have fun with it. There's plenty of other resources out there. There's people who do, like Monday Momentum and Team Tuesday and all of that. And I think those are great to utilize. But in my opinion, if you just sit down an hour a day with Teamsy, you're going to be successful. And then working on yourself the other hour is, you're getting paid to work on yourself. We want you at the healthiest, and we want your mind at the healthiest. And then, spending that hour talking to people, you don't have to put all 3 hours in one day, but we definitely, we get paid to work out, we get paid to be healthy, and we, the more attractive we are to the world, then the more people are going to come join us, right? And we want as many people to join us as possible. I don't know how long I just talked, but we've got a few more minutes and we can open it up for questions or thoughts. But that's what I had for you guys. I hope that it adds value to your days and makes you think a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was totally different than what we're used to. And I think that's really important. I think as leaders, as you go through the journey, you become, more personalized in the business. But I think it's a relief for people probably to hear, be yourself, and you don't have to be perfect. I mean, that's definitely key, and I love that you personalized your own business, and we've seen that journey. It's been awesome. We have some comments. Doug was taking a lot of notes. You got a couple pages over here?
I got 2 pages on you.
Oh, yay.
I have a question about that might help some people about your power hour.
Okay.
So I think it's always encouraging because some people would just think, if you can do 12 hours or 16 hours, then I'm going to move faster or whatever. But those of us that do it full time, you kind of realize you got to kind of squeeze certain things into like a power hour, like you said. So when you say power hour, do you mean you know who you want to talk to, and you're gonna focus completely on talking to people, no distractions? Tell us more about your power hour.
So I would say, I'm Mark and I have been really good. It's not always good, right? We go through little seasons so right now we're being really good about getting up earlier, going to work out, and taking care of ourselves. And this business allows us to do that, right? That's so fun. But I have blocked off, I think you encouraged me to read The One Thing, right? Is that book? Haven't read it yet, but I got the concept from your pictures of the book. But I think that for me, when I wrote it down I have it in my planner, but I have it down as my power hour. No one can distract that. I'm not answering Voxer. I'm not answering emails that come in randomly. I'm not answering texts that come in randomly. I am sitting down to reach out to at least 5 to 10 new people, or to connect with people that I've been talking to, and enhancing that relationship. So if you do get into Teamsy, that tells you what 5 people you're going to talk to. If you think you can handle it on yourself, you totally can do that too. But for me, it's just, when I say power hour, I open up Teamsy and it tells me 5 people to talk to. And if I can do more, then I'll do more. The beauty of that is the way that Teamsy teaches, it's all about relationships. It's not about hey, can I send you a video? No, it's literally deepening and deepening and deepening those relationships. And I have to say, I am one of those people who didn't say yes to Juice Plus right away. I said no for 12 years. So I think I might have been I don't know if I would have been on your team, but it's Kara, my friend Kara Abate. She's on Julie Herp's team, and she told me about Juice Plus 18 years ago. So I remember the little bobble things on her keychain. I'm like, what the heck are those? And so I remember that moment. So, I said no for a really, really long time. And I've seen people that have talked to me at conference, and I'm embarrassed. But, just know that you're deepening those relationships with those people. And when they hit 12 o'clock and when they're ready, they're going to say yes to you if you're the one that is deepening that relationship with them on a regular basis. So I would say, to answer your question, the power hour is people. It's not team. Yeah. It's not anything else. It's just others.
And when you do 5 to 10 of those conversations a day, I would imagine consistently doing that, you end up with a ton of conversation. There's no lack of conversations going on. Your messenger is full right now.
Always. Yeah. And you're just asking questions. You're like, oh, I just saw you had a baby, how's it, how's life? How's it going? And, there's so many people doing it wrong. I've gotten messages on my own messenger from other companies, and they're touching base and then immediately going into the product. And you don't, I want to know someone actually cares about my life. Take a minute to look at their social media and see what's happening in their life. People post all day long about what they're doing. So you can take a second, look at what's happening in that person's life before you message them. You know, they might have just lost somebody very important to them, or they might have just had a major celebration, and you going in and just saying, hey, what's up? That's awkward, right? We want to know, like, hey, you came up on my social media. I noticed that, you know, you just lost your father-in-law, you know, like, I want you to know that we're praying for you, you know, and be honest about it. I mean, don't just tell them you're praying about it, but actually pray for people. But definitely connect with, you know, just connection, right? It's just people want to know that they're connected with.
And how much social media are you doing now to build your business?
It's still all of it because I really don't have a community on the road. So we're meeting people. We go to rallies from time to time where there's other full-time families that meet up. They have them all over the country. So we meet people, they get added to my social media, and then that just I keep adding more friends and connecting with more people along the way. You never want to stop collecting friends. If you think you've lost your warm market, then you need to go join another paint club or gym, or, you know, there's always somebody new to be friends with.
How many conversations would you say you have going on right now?
Oh,
because Kurt Beaver says you want to have at least 50 conversations going on.
I'm sure I do. You can go, I can open up my my Facebook. We have a lot going on, but it's, you know, they may say yes to me 3 years from now. But like Kurt Beaver says, if you have 100 conversations, you might get 10 orders. You know, you want to have a lot of conversations going, because then you're not putting pressure on those, you know, 5 or 6 that you really want this month.
And you're always adding new friends.
We're trying, yeah.
So you got to. You have what ballpark?
Friends?
Yeah.
Like on social media?
On Facebook, let's say.
They're not real friends, but connections. I think I'm at like 3,000, or I don't know.
Connections.
Right. So I noticed.
I mean, they're not friends. You know what I mean? A
lot of people on the team will have like 300, 400, 500, 600, and it's just a lot more limiting. You know, and you can always keep adding. And Facebook is good about telling us who the friends of the friends are.
Yeah.
And just keep connecting, or join groups like you said. And you don't have to join a real sewing club. You can join a sewing club on Facebook.
Absolutely. That was Gordon Hester gave that tip a couple years ago, and that was a big thing that was happening. I have two lines on my team that have built their whole business with mommy groups. They just join these mommy groups, add value in there, connect and socialize in there, and then they become an expert in that group, and people trust them. I think somebody said it this weekend at conference, but consistency builds trust. And so being consistent on social media with your life, if things are going really bad in your life, don't post, you know, or you'll see in my world that if I'm posting a lot of quotes, I'm probably not doing very good. So you can reach out and say, hey, Rach, are you doing okay? But, you know, if I'm posting lots of pictures of my kids and our travels, then we're doing good, right? So you want to just present a consistent, you know, good version of yourself. And if you don't feel like you're where you should be or want to be, then just post how you're growing. I mean, authenticity and vulnerability is all what we want right now. That's all we want from people. Mm-hmm. So, you know, utilizing your real self is important.
Okay, well, let's see if anybody wants to unmute themselves for like.
We could sit here and chat all night. Because you guys are real friends.
Yay! Anybody
want to pop in for a question or anything?
Allie.
Yes, I have a question.
Allie, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, hon. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry, Nalani. I have a question. Can you just go over again, Rachel? You talked about your 3 hours. That 1 hour a day you do Teamsy. 1 hour a day is working on you, I'm guessing, leadership. And then was the other hour a day you're saying is working on your health? Did I get those right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily exactly an hour, because like today, and some of those can go, you know, be the same thing. So today I walked on the treadmill for 45 minutes and listened to a training during that 45 minutes. So like double up, you know, you don't have to do multiple hours a day, but I think you could do Teamsy in 30 minutes as well. Like, I think you could say, I'm going to give Teamsy 30 minutes. And it just depends where you want to go. Like, I wanted an MD, and I wanted, so we put in more time, and my husband helped in that sense. He took over some of the homeschooling things that we were doing at that time, because he saw the vision of the possibility of what this could do for our family. So he took over some stuff to like free me up time wise. But if you were to, go to a job, if you have the ability to spend 3 hours, I mean, I would definitely work on your body, your health, and then work on Teamsy, and then work on personal development. I mean, Jim Rohn says, work harder on yourself than you do on your business. So, I mean, I would give it a really high, always be reading a book, always be listening to a podcast. Because you're always going to learn something that you can give back to the people that you're talking to, through those. And I'm sure that Doug can suggest something.
That's great, because so many times, like a lot of us, that's one of the first things that goes. It's like, oh, I'm really busy, so that goes out the window. But what Rachel Brewer is saying, and Amy has said before to us, and we hear from everybody that's super successful, she's saying a literal 50-50 split, basically.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the most successful person in Juice Plus, but I'm learning that. I'm learning it, especially from my team right now. The ones that are doing the personal development, I'm watching their orders come in. I'm watching the team follow them. I'm watching their mission go. And I'm trying to do the same thing. And the more I pour into, who Rachel Brewer is, the more I'm able to say, okay, I want to attract the same or a different version of, complement my personality, because, we want all types to join our team. So, being the best version of yourself is vital.
I love that.
That's great.
Milana?
May I ask a question? This is Jana.
Hi, Tiana.
I've never really used Facebook very much. I have 2 grandchildren, and my daughter and son-in-law won't let me post any pictures of them on the internet. So I really found no reason to use Facebook if I can't brag about my grandbabies. So, I thought that you could not use Facebook or post anything on Facebook about any kind of business matters. Is that not true? I mean, I thought that was against the rules, that you couldn't talk about Facebook. You could not you couldn't talk about your business. You could not give links to videos. Say, check this one out about eyesight. If you have issues or relatives have issues with, say, macular degeneration, this is a great video to watch, and this is good information. And can you do that, or are you not allowed?
Yeah, I think you can. You just utilize I think we have some scripts on the mission driven model, right, Sharon? Where if you look on the mission driven model is it .info? I always say .com, but mission driven model has some great ideas, and you literally could write on there and say, I just watched the best video on macular degeneration. Do I have any friends that have gone through this? And just ask the question. You just never know who might answer. So you don't have to say, I have this product called Juice Plus, here's my link, and that's not going to be as successful for you. And then Facebook you're allowed, but Facebook will hide certain things like that. If they can tell that you're trying to sell something, they'll hide you. But if you ask a question, you know what I mean? Like if you're asking, I'm so glad my grandkids are so healthy, and people will be like, well, what are you doing? How come they're always healthy? It's just causing intrigue and getting people to ask you questions about what you're doing. And then you take it private and go to a messenger.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Because I can see myself. We know a lot of people, and my husband has chronic myeloid leukemia, and and I have sarcoidosis, and our blood work is outstanding.
Wow.
We've been doing Juice Plus. We are just doing, both of us are doing extremely well.
Awesome.
So there are a lot of people that ask about that. So I can share that information and just say, in the last year since we've been using Juice Plus products, the shakes and the quad, that this is what it's done for us, and
Yeah. Well, just
I
sharing.
can say it in that way.
Yeah.
We can help guide you,
Yeah.
Jana. That's for sure. You have a lot to share,
That's awesome.
And you could say, I'd love to share with you guys, how something has helped us, or just talking about your blood work or whatever on Facebook. But then you go to Messenger when you get more specific, and they actually have conversations. The post is for causing conversation. So you just give a little bit, you don't tell a lot, and you wait and see if people are curious and they ask. Then you have a conversation offline. So
what do they say, that you want to be the trailer, not the movie? So you just want to like put out a little bit and get them interested in your story. And then what you could also probably do is have a Zoom with Doug and Sharon, and they can help you share with those friends, off Facebook. Mm-hmm. But Facebook is kind of like where you're kind of fishing for who's interested in that information, and you make your list, and then you bring them to Doug and Sharon or your upline. I'm making you work.
Guys, Rachel, thank you so much.
It's a blessing.
Thank you.
It was great information, and we were excited to see everybody on here just learning and soaking it up. I know I did. So,
yes.
Anything you want to say?
Oh, I totally appreciate it. I think that people are going to be talking about this. They're going to be so happy that you have given them that permission to figure out their niche and just go for it, and to have that personal growth, and to have that passion and mission of their own, and to work that. And I love that you talked about Teamsy. Nalani had a question. Yeah, Allie's worried about Nalani's question. What do you want to do about that?
Well, she can ask.
Go ahead, Nalani.
Okay, just really quickly, you mentioned that it was 2 years that you did all of this on social media, and we know that it takes time to build that kind of relationship, and you made that very clear. I have a twofold question. The first one is, how did you manage to get to NMD so quickly, slowly building a relationship? And did you teach your team to use Facebook the way that you use Facebook?
That's a great question. I think that, I'm 41 years old. So, I think I had already been building those relationships in real life. So when I decided to do Juice Plus, I think many of my closest friends said yes to the product. And then within 4 months, they were all having their own great experience, and they joined our team. So you all might have, 30, 40 customers, or, if you're, depending on who you are, and hopefully you have 24, like we try to teach everybody. But out of those people that are on your team, we have to ask, because there's some people that are already raving fans. And so asking them to join your mission is really important. So I was able to have those 5 sales coordinator lines, that were pretty strong. When I will tell you that when I made an MD, I lost 3 of those lines. So if you are shooting for NMD, get as many sales coordinator lines as you can. Have a lot of them, because you need some backups, because life happens and people, 3 whole different reasons they moved on. So yeah, we do try to teach our team good social media practices. I think you've been at some of the boot camps and things that we did down there in South Florida. So I know you're learning and growing. And so I know that, the more we can teach each other to be loving and respectful on social media, that won't ever go out of style. But, it's definitely hard to, be consistent, on social media. But, if you're living your life and you're growing, you're going to have lots of great things to post about.
Thanks, Rachel.
No, thank you, Leonie.
Thank you, Melanie. That was great. We do have on our photo albums on Team Transformers, Rachel's slides that she did and phone call about social media.
Oh, funny.
Yes, I know you don't know that because we are fans. Do you also have a YouTube channel that they could plug into, subscribe? Because I know you have a lot of fans on here.
I do have a YouTube channel. I don't even know what the name of it is. I'll have to send it to you. But I follow you guys, but I haven't really posted a lot on the YouTube channel because of keeping things private. With, you know, if some random friend of mine found it and they were seeing us train on this, hopefully they would hear the words love and respect, but they might just hear I reach out to 10 people a day, you know. So I don't know. So, but yeah, I'll send it to you if I, because I have put a couple of new things out there. Now that I'm studying Brendan Burchard's stuff, I want to bring in the life coaching aspect of our business a little bit more.
That would be incredible. Well, thank you so much. We will let you go. And we haven't heard the end of Rachel Brewer. We're going to have her back again. And if you have any questions for her, let us know. We'll get back with her. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
I'd like to.
You're unmuted. All right, guys.